Pete Cowan's one of the scariest men in golf. No way would I upsetting him. Graham, it's Rick Shiels. Now, how he knew my name was Graham, I do not know, but anyway, he did. My ass fell out, like, I feel like numpty now. So yeah, let's talk about men's pro golf, shall we? Rick Shiels joining forces with LIV, and he's taking quite a bit of stick for it, to be fair. People saying he's sold out for money and what have you. Well, I don't know how Rick is. Is he in his 30s? I think he's just trying to make his future secure, don't you? We'd all do that. Somebody offered me a job on LIV, I'd rip their arms off. Even raking bunkers up like that, knows. Blue collar worker me, see there. Anyway, so yeah, Rick Shiels lost 20,000 subscribers. I think it might be more now. So anyway, let me tell you about Rick Shiels, because I've got a little story about him. So LIV, not last year, year before, Centurion, the last one at Centurion, me and Jamie went down and walked down. Fantastic day out. We love LIV, you know. It's like, I'm not ashamed to admit that. I know some people don't like it, but for me it's just much easier to watch than conventional tour golf, whether you're going to an event or watching it on TV. It's condensed down into a much shorter format. You can stand on one tee and watch some of the best players come through. You know, stand there for 2 hours and you're going to see half the best players in the world. Alright, that might trigger some comments, but like say John Rahm, Tyrrell Hatton, Wacko Neiman, Cam Smith, Brooks Koepka, you know, DJ, Patrick Reed, Phil Mickelson. Alright, he's past it now, but these are guys that are legends, aren't they, within the game itself. So yeah, anyway, let me hit this shot and I'll tell you about Rick Shiels, shall I? That wasn't a good one. So anyway, Rick Shiels. So yeah, we're at Centurion. Golf's finished. And Jamie, being a young lad, wants to get some autographs. So we went out round to autograph zone, but not a lot of players were coming through. I think it was more for pre-round, pre-round signatures. And anyway, we stood there at signature autograph zone. A couple of golfers came through, signed Jamie's cap that he had, and then Rick Shiels appears with Pete Cowan. And Jamie wasn't with me at the time, but he somebody collared Rick and got his signature and a photograph. And then Jamie came back, and by this time, Rick and Pete Cowan and somebody else, a couple of other guys, were sort of in deep conversation, and Rick had his back to me, so I couldn't get his attention. Obviously, I didn't want to interrupt his conversation. Pete Cowan's one of the scariest men in golf. No way would I upsetting him. So, stood there for about 20 minutes. And in the end, we just gave up, right? So, back in October-ish, 2023, have I got that right? I might have got my dates wrong. Anyway, Rick's on his podcast with Guy, and they're talking about LIV and whether they enjoyed it or not. And I know a lot of the comments are a bit negative about it in the past. That's going to have to change a little bit, I suspect. But anyway, so I've left a comment there saying, you know, we love going to LIV. We right enjoyed it. Followed it from the start, which we have. Lived in Spain when it started, so could watch it on YouTube and whatnot, and it were, you know, free to watch, and kind of bought into it from day one, really. But anyway, so I leave this cutting comment about how we'd been there and really enjoyed it, and the only thing that spoiled the day, we went and stood and waited and trying to get an autograph off somebody famous in golf, and eventually, you know, we gave up, and that person was Rick Shiels. And I've got to admit, my comment were like, it was cutting and it were a bit OTT. But of course, I never expected the next bit. So the following day, I get a DM in my Twitters. Graham, it's Rick Shiels. Now, how he knew my name was Graham, I do not know. But anyway, he did. So he says, it's Rick Shiels. He says, I'm really sorry about what happened at Centurion. Give me a call. Oh, like my ass fell out. I'm like, I feel like numpty now. So anyway, waiting for Jamie to come home from school. I said, he's not going to believe who's messaged me today. I says, Rick Shiels. So anyway, we rung Rick, right, and the reason I'm saying this is because he's got so much grief off some people. We rung him, and he couldn't have been more apologetic. He was totally humble, lovely guy. Spoke to Jamie on phone, yeah, and just totally sound guy. So all these people that are knocking him, right, just remember that he's like a real person, and I'm sure he likes water off a duck's back to him, but you know, he's just taking an opportunity that 99.9% of anybody else that does what he does in golf would have taken that opportunity. You know, you've got like no laying up guys constantly bigging up TGL now and PGA Tour. You know, they're getting paid to do that. They created a council, haven't they, over there? So yeah, I like Rick Shiels, mate. He's a good lad. Let's see if we can get this one green from here. Anyway, to finish the story off, I text Rick. I've respected his phone number. I've still got it. It's in my Twitter DMs. I've never ever obviously given it to anybody. I wouldn't do anything like that. But when he made his little announcement last week, and I could see him getting a bit of grief, I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to message him. So I did. Wished him well. Thanked him for getting involved in LIV. I think it's going to change golf for the better. I think it's doing that already. You know, golf's just a product that's aimed at older guys, and there's nothing against that, but there's no reason why some of golf can't be aimed at younger people, is there? So, and I think that's what LIV's doing. I think that's TGL has the capacity to do that. Early days there, we need to give that time as well. I'm a bit critical of it myself, but you know, I'm sure they'll fine tune it and get it where they want it to be. And so yeah, anyway, Rick texted me back, said thank you, and I thought, fair dues. But if I see him again and he doesn't sign me a cap, I'll knock his head off. It might have looked like a rubbish bunker shot, but it could quite easily not have come out. It's it. Oh, that was so good.